Hello, children of grade 10. How are you doing? Hope you are doing very great, and I am also very fine and sound. So, once again, I am very glad to come before you through these online e learning classes to continue our first unit, reading C. The lesson name is I Will Do It. So, hope you have understood our previous video, part 1 of this lesson, and today we are going to discuss part 2 of the same lesson. So, do you remember what we discussed in the previous video? So, we have discussed Narayana Murthy's biography or his qualities, what kind of person he is, right? So, he came from a poor family but became a powerful person. He was unknown to the people of his own village, but he gained worldwide recognition. And even he was a son of school teacher but had become a celebrity, right? So these are the introduction terms that are related to Narayana Murthy's life. He came from poor family, but their family is educated family, and he was short. Though he was short, he was sharp, and if he was in crowd, we cannot notice him because he remains silent all the time. But if you ask a question related to maths or physics, then he will be so excited, he will be so curious and keen to answer those questions before anyone could answer. Okay, and he was a son of school teacher, and his father was avid reader of English literature. So what is the meaning of the word avid? Keen or interested or enthusiastic reader of English literature. And we have seen that studying in IIT was the intelligent student's dream, aim, ambition during that time. Not only that time, it is as still now also. Nowadays also, the brighter ones, the intelligent students always want to pursue engineering in International or Indian Institute of Technologies, are simply called as IITs. So he also wanted to study engineering in IIT like all the boys in his class, and we already discussed that there will be an entrance test to get admission in the IIT. So everybody started preparation in their own way to appear for the entrance test, and Murthy along with his classmates started preparation as well, but they did not have any special books or coaching. Who acted as the teacher? Murthy himself acted as the teacher. He clarified his classmates' doubts because he was the brightest student among everyone. He was the brightest student in his class. There is no one in the class who is as good or as bright as Narayana Murthy. So he clarified. While they were struggling to solve the problems, he used to solve those problems, same problems, within no time. It means very quickly he used to solve those problems. And the D-Day came, an important word which I discussed in the previous video. So D-Day means a date in which some important thing is expected to happen, right? So what is D-Day referred to? The exam day, the IIT entrance test day. So he went to Bangalore, stayed at some relative's house, and appeared for the entrance examination. And after that he came back to his own city, Mysore. And what happened after some days? The IIT entrance results came. The results are out. And what was the result? As expected, he had passed the IIT entrance test with a massive, huge, high rank. And it made him very delightful. It made him joyful. He felt very happy and excited after seeing the result, and immediately he approached his father to share that good news. And we have discussed the conversation that took place between Murthy and his father. See, he called his father as Anna. So Anna doesn't mean brother. Anna is a word used to show respect towards the elders. We discussed that yesterday's class or in the previous video. Anna, I have passed the exam. Then what did his father say? Well done, my boy, it's a nice job. And immediately he told his aim. What's his aim? I want to join IIT. And then he immediately stopped reading the newspaper. He lifted his head and he looked at the boy and told something with a heavy voice. What was that something? My boy, my dear boy, you are a bright student, and you know our family's financial status, right? You know what kind of family ours is. We are poor family. I am the only one who is earning in the His family. Father also told that he had 5 daughters to be married off and 3 other sons to educate. So total in total he had 9 children. So he had to look after, he had to nurture, he has to bring up all these 9 children. So what did the father say? He told that he could not spend the whole money on Narayana Murthy or for his studies at IIT, and simply he gave an instruction and advised that to stay in Mysore and study as much as Murthy wants. This is the advice he gave. Dear Murthy, you can stay in Mysore instead of going to IIT, and you can study as much as you want here. I can bear the expenses, but if you want to join in IIT, I cannot afford your expenses. See, the word afford is a little bit tricky. You should remember the meaning carefully. Afford means to be able to spend money, or simple meaning to bear or to tolerate. I cannot bear. What can't he bear? He can't bear his expenses, money for studying engineering in IIT college. So who can't bear that? Murthy's father cannot bear Murthy's expenses at IIT. So he simply refused. So how did he feel when he was rejected by his father? He felt absolutely extremely sad, because his dreams are shattered. His dreams had burnt to ashes. His dreams were spoiled and destroyed by his own father. See, there is nothing fault with him. He had worked hard. He had got a good rank, a high rank in the entrance test. He was eligible. He was qualified to join in IIT, but due to his family's financial position, now what happened? He was rejected, or his father refused to send Murthy to IIT. See, really it was the saddest thing in his life. See, his total life ambition is to join in IIT to become an engineer. Now it has been shattered by his own father. And what is the situation of father? Even father wanted his son to study in IIT, right? Doesn't he want that? Absolutely, he wants that. But his financial status did not permit him to do so. His financial status made him to say no to his bright son, Murthy. Let us discuss, I think from today, in this today's session, we have to start from the last passage of the second page in the lesson. Right, so the last passage. What was the last passage? I am going to read that. So open textbooks and kindly look into the books. Indeed, it was a difficult situation for any father to say no to his bright son, but circumstances were like that. It was common then for the man to be the single earning member with a large family dependent on him. See, if you understand carefully in the last passage, we can easily understand that father felt very sad to reject his son from going to IIT. See, he did not accept, but he was also feeling sad because of him, his son was unable to join in IIT. But indeed, what does the word indeed mean? So the word indeed means really or truly. Really or truly. Remember the spelling of truly, T-R-U-L-Y. It is not T-R-U-E-L-Y. Some of you might get confusion. That is why I am insisting the spelling of truly. So truly or really, it was a difficult situation. It was a difficult thing. What was a difficult thing? In paragraph questions, you will be asked questions like that. See, they will give this line. Indeed, it was difficult situation for any father. So, indeed, really, what was difficult, or what does the word it refer to? It was a difficult situation. What is it in that line? So, it refers to say no. Who said no? Father said no. Right? He told that he wanted to join IIT, but father told a big no. So that is difficult for any father, right? Even if your father says no for your higher studies, won't you feel sad? You will feel sad, and your parents will also feel sad as well, right? So the same situation is being faced by Murthy's father. Murthy felt sad, and so did his father also. Indeed, saying no was a difficult situation for any father, and even for Murthy's father also. But circumstances were like that. Observe the word circumstances. So, what does it mean? Circumstances. He does not want to say no to his son. He wanted his son to study well in IIT, but he cannot accept that. He refused that. Why? Because circumstances were like that. Circumstances means situations or conditions. You can write two meanings for that. Circumstances means situations or conditions. Even you can say facts. See, situation is like that. What is the situation? It's an important line because you are going to get some questions in this passage. What was difficult situation for any father? First question, important question. And second important question is, circumstances were like that. What is the circumstances, or what is the circumstance that made Murthy's father to say no to his son? So what is the circumstance? It is very easy to predict. The circumstance is nothing but his family's financial condition, his family's financial background, right? He was not sound financially, right? He was just a salaried person, or in other words we can say he has a weak financial background. That was the, so I am writing answer for that question. A weak financial background. So it is important, that is why I am noting it on the board. A weak financial background. Or simply you can say he is not sound in wealth. Right? So this is the circumstance, the situation, the condition is like that. What is that condition? Murthy belongs to a weak financial background, or Murthy's father has a weak financial background, and due to that he could not accept, or he could not bear his son's studies expenses at IIT. So you have to understand carefully. Saying no was difficult situation, but condition was like that, situation was like that. What was the situation? His family, or Murthy's father, has a very weak financial background. He was not rich, he was not sound in wealth, he cannot afford his expenses because their family is a very large family. You can see that in the last paragraph, last line. Single earning member. It was common then. It was common then. Then means when? Before 30 years or before 40 years. If you observe carefully, all families are joint families, and earning persons will be very little in the family. Maximum times only one single person will earn income, will make money in the home. And a large people, numerous people will be dependent on that single earning member. See, in Murthy's family, if you observe the number of people, there are nearly 10 members. Murthy's father and Murthy's mother, 2 members, and the total children are nearly 9 members. So 9 plus 2, it means more than 10. Of course, 11 members are there in his family. So among these 11 members, how many people are making money? How many people are earning in the family? So none other than the father, the head of the family itself. So he is the only one who is making money, who is earning. See, one member is earning and remaining 10 people are dependent on that single member. I mean on father. So they all, the entire family is dependent on the father. So he cannot fulfill the needs of all people in that family, in that particular family. It will be highly difficult, an uphill task to balance with his salary. So that was common. It was common. What was common? A member, single earning member in the family, and a large family dependent on that single earning member is common in those days. When Murthy was a small kid, a small child, or when he was studying intermediate, what was common? In all families, only one single earning member will be there, and all the family members will be dependent on that single person. That is common. So you have to remember what is common. Okay. So total family depending on single person is common in every family. So that made him to say no to his bride son. Shall we move on further? let us open the next page. His father was sad that he had to tell the bitter truth to his son, but it could not be helped. The boy had to understand the reality. So, I already mentioned that not only Murthy, but also his father felt very sad because he was unable to make his bright son to study engineering in IIT. So that made him really sad. Due to his inability, his son failed to study in IIT, right? Whose inability? Father's inability. Father's incapability and inefficiency made his son Murthy unable to study in IIT. So he was very sad. That is one reason why father was sad. And another reason, he had to tell the bitter truth. Bitter truth means a truth that is unable to digest, a fact that is unable to digest. Now he had to tell that news to his son. His son told, "Dear father, Anna, I want to join IIT." Now he told bitter truth. What was that bitter truth? "I cannot afford your expenses, dear kid, dear child, dear Murthy. I am not rich enough to bear your expenses. I am not rich enough to bear or to tolerate, to afford your expenses in the IIT." That was the bitter truth. So it was also an important line. Many times you will get questions from this line as well. So make a note of it. He had to tell the bitter truth to his son. What bitter truth did father say to his son or to Murthy? So the bitter truth here is nothing but he couldn't afford. That is the thing he told, right? "I cannot afford your expenses." He refused by saying that line. So the bitter truth is nothing but he could not afford his expenses at IIT. Or simply he refused to send his son to study in IIT. So this was the bitter truth. So to say that he was feeling so sad. He does not want to say that, "Dear son, I can't send you to IIT." He can't say that, but he had to say. That is compulsory because, as I already told, circumstances were like that. Situation is like that. Situation demands here, not father, right? So due to weak financial background, he had to say that bitter truth even if his son feels very sad. So, okay. So he wanted to tell that bitter truth and he told, "It could not be helped." There is a phrase, understand carefully. It could not be helped. I am writing meaning of that phrase. It couldn't be helped. What does it mean? Can you guess out? It could not be helped. There is no way. There is no way of avoiding it. There is no way of avoiding it, and he had to accept it. And he had to accept it. Just follow carefully while I am reading one more time. It could not be helped. The meaning is there is no way of avoiding it, and he had to accept it. So he was so sad, he does not want to tell that. He wants to avoid that truth. Who wants to avoid? Father. Somehow he wanted to manage. He wanted to send his son to IIT, but he could not do that. He could not able to manage financially. So he wants to avoid. He wants to say yes to his son, but he was unable to do that. So there is no way of avoiding it. He has to tell the truth because his son asked permission. "Dad, I want to join in IIT." So then definitely he has to give reply. Who has to give reply? Murthy's father. So he cannot avoid that. He should give reply, and son had to accept it. Who is the son? N.R. Narayana Murthy. He had to accept it. So that is the meaning of it could not be helped, or it couldn't be helped. There is no way of avoiding. He cannot avoid that truth from telling to his son. Definitely he had to tell, and there is no chance of avoiding, and the son Murthy must accept it. The boy had to understand the reality. So this is the ending of first paragraph in third page of the lesson, right? The boy had to understand the reality. Here the boy refers to Murthy. Murthy had to understand, as I already told, Murthy had to accept that bitter truth which was told by his father. So the boy had to understand the reality, the fact. What fact did he understand, or what fact had to he understand, or he should understand? The fact is nothing but his father was unable to bear his expenses at IIT, and he should understand that. Who should understand that? Murthy should understand that. Okay, let us move on further. The next paragraph. The teenager was disappointed. It seems his dreams had burnt to ashes, and he was so near to fulfilling his fondest hope, yet so far. His heart sank in sorrow. So totally in these two lines, sadness is depicted. He was very sad. The teenager was disappointed. Why was the teenager disappointed? Because his father told the bitter truth to his son that he could not afford his expenses at IIT, or he could not send him to IIT. That is the reason that made the teenager to be disappointed, right? So disappointed means very sad, to be filled with sorrow. And it seemed his dreams had burnt to ashes. What does it mean? His dreams had burnt to ashes. Burnt to ashes. It means destroyed. His dreams were destroyed. His dreams were shattered. He lost his dreams because of his father's financial background, financial status. It seemed his dreams had burnt to ashes. It means all his dreams went in vain. Even though he worked hard, even though he got high rank in the IIT entrance exam, his dreams are shattered. His dreams are destroyed. He was so near to fulfilling his fondest hope. Understand this line carefully. It is a little bit tricky. He was so near. The word near means close. He came very near to fulfill his fondest hope. So the word fondest hope means his lovely dream, a great dream. What was his lovely dream? What was the dream that he loved very much? To join in IIT. So he came so near to join in IIT, but at the same time he was so far. See, at the same time, how can we say that he was so near to fulfilling his hope, his dream, and at the same time he was so far? How can we say that? It is very simple. He was so near, so close to fulfilling his lovely dream. How was he so close? How was he so near to fulfilling his fondest hope? It is very simple. By passing in IIT entrance test with a high rank. He had got high rank in IIT entrance test, so he became very close. Imagine this was the dream, and he became very close by getting good rank in IIT entrance test. Again it was so far. Again he was so far to achieve his dream or to fulfill his dream. Why was he so far? Because his father could not send him to IIT. So you have to understand the meanings of these two phrases. He was so near to fulfill his hope, his dream. Hope means here dream. His dream is to study in IIT. How was he so near? By getting high rank in IIT entrance test. Then why was he so far? Because even though he got high rank, his father refused him to send to IIT or to join him in IIT. So this was the meaning of that line. So what happened when his father rejected him? His heart sank in sorrow. Sank means to be filled with something. So his heart was filled with sorrow. Sorrow means sadness. The word sorrow means sadness. So his heart was filled with sadness. It means he was extremely upset, disappointed and sad. He was regretting now. But he did not get angry with his father. That was beautiful attitude, right? Let us move on to the next paragraph. He did not reply. He never shared his unhappiness. He did not reply. See, when his father told him that he could not afford expenses and he could not join him in IIT, he did not talk even a single word with his father. That is called humility. That is called being humble. That is called being modest. See, if your father tells or if your father refuses something which you love to have, how do you react towards your father? How do you react towards your parents? You will be so rude and harsh. Not everybody, every one of you, but a few people will definitely be there. They will be so harsh towards the parents, towards the elders, because they will be so stubborn to get what they likes. But Murthy was not such kind of boy. Even though his dreams were shattered, even though he was so far from fulfilling his dreams, he did not get angry with his father. So why was he so far to fulfilling his dream? Because of his father. He told that he could not send him to IIT. Even though the reason was his father, he did not get angry with his father, and he did not give even a rude reply, an unpleasant reply. He did not talk with anything. He just accepted it. He just admitted the truth. He understood the reality, what kind of man his father is, what their financial background is. He understood very well. Okay, he never shared his unhappiness or helplessness. Helplessness means hopeless situation. There is no one to help him. Even his own father left his hand. Right? He was unable to send him to it. But he never shared his unhappiness with his brothers or sisters, with neighbors, or with friends and classmates. That was a beautiful attitude, right? He never said, he didn't say with anyone, my father refused to send me to IIT. He told that he could not afford my expenses. So he never told such information to anybody around him. So what he did, he was an introvert by nature. As I already told in the previous video, introvert means a person who is unwilling to spend time with others. I am writing meaning of the word here. Introvert means a shy or nervous person. Shy or nervous person who is unwilling to spend time with others. Who is unwilling to spend time with others. See, I told the same word in our first part. See, while others were struggling to solve the problems in the question paper, what would Murthy do? He would smile shyly. He was nervous and uncomfortable. Why? Because he doesn't want to talk much with anybody. In the same way, even when his father rejected him, refused him to join in IIT, he became an introvert. It means he was shy, nervous. He didn't talk with anybody. So this is the proof. How can we say that Murthy was an introvert? How can we say, this is an important question that you have to note down. How can we say that Murthy was an introvert by nature? First, understand the meaning of introvert. A shy, nervous person who is unwilling to talk with others or to spend time with others. They never want to spend time with others. How can we say that Murthy was such kind of person? The answer is in that third paragraph itself. He did not reply. He never shared his unhappiness or helplessness with anybody. He did not talk with anybody. So by that line, we can easily say that Murthy was an introvert by nature. His heart was bleeding, but he did not get angry with anybody, as I told previously. His heart was bleeding doesn't mean that blood was coming out from his heart. It means he was feeling sad. His heart was bleeding refers to he was feeling sad. Even though he was sad, disappointed and upset, he was not angry on anyone. He did not get angry with anybody, even on his father also, because he was the one who rejected him. He was the one who destroyed and spoiled his dreams, but he did not get angry with such person also. So what an attitude. What a developed personality, right? Even we should possess that. That is the aim of giving this lesson to you and to me. Let us move on further. The next passage. The day came, his classmates were leaving for Madras, now Chennai. They were taking a train from Mysore to Madras. They have shared good years in school and college together. He went to station to say goodbye and good luck to them for their future life. So this was the passage. The day came. Don't be confused that in the previous video, in the previous part 1, D-Day came. So D-Day means a date in which some important thing or something important is expected to happen, and that day is referred as IIT entrance test day. And this day is completely different than that of the D-Day. Don't be confused here. Here the day came. Which day? The day in which his classmates, Murthy's classmates, were leaving for Madras. See how disappointed he would be, how sad he would be if the people who got lesser rank than him were leaving for Madras to join in IIT Chennai. But the person, the one who got the highest rank than others, was unable to join in IIT. Really, it was very drastic and the saddest thing that happened to him, isn't it? So what happened? The day came, except the brightest boy. The remaining students who got lesser ranks than Murthy were ready to join in the IIT. So they were taking a train from Mysore to Madras. It was actually a old name, an erstwhile name, but Madras presently is called as Chennai. They have given both the names. The old name is Madras and new name is Chennai. So his classmates, whose classmates? Murthy's classmates were leaving for Madras. Classmates were taking a train. It means they are not taking into hands. They are traveling. The mode of transportation here is train. They took train to reach Chennai because IIT is near to them. Chennai IIT is very near to them. That is why they were taking a train from Mysore to Chennai. And here there is one more thing to remember. What is that? See, initially to write IIT entrance test, they went to Bangalore. So don't be confused that IIT is in Bangalore, because their examination center is given in Bangalore. So they traveled from Mysore to Bangalore. Now they were traveling from Mysore to Chennai to join in IIT. See, examination center is located in Bangalore, IIT is located in Chennai. So don't be confused. Firstly, they traveled from Mysore to Bangalore to appear for IIT entrance test, and secondly, they were traveling from Mysore to Chennai to join in IIT, to admit in IIT. Okay, let us move on further. They were taking a train from Mysore to Madras. They have shared good years in school and college. They here refers to Murthy and his classmates. They spent nice time in school and in college. They enjoyed together. They did works together. And he was best friend to everybody of them, every one of them. They enjoyed a lot in their school and college days. And now he went to the station because they were leaving. Who were leaving? Murthy's friends, classmates were leaving for Madras. Even though he was so sad, even though he was feeling utmost sadness, his heart was filled with sorrow, but he went to station to say goodbye and good luck. He is wishing his friends good luck at the station. So to give farewell, to give valedictory, he went to the station. Who went to the station? The brightest boy, the teenager, none other than Murthy. So Murthy went to station to say goodbye and good luck to his classmates, and he wanted to say good luck for their future life. He wished that they should be successful in their future endeavors, in their future attempts. Okay, let us move on to the next paragraph. Okay, I will read next paragraph. Kindly look into the books. At the station, his friends were already there. They were excited, talking loudly. The noise was like chirping of birds. They were all excited and discussing their new hostels, new courses, etc. He was not part of it. So he stood there silently. One of them noticed and said, "You should have made it." So this was the paragraph, a nice paragraph. So in the previous paragraph, in the final part, I told that he went to station to bid farewell, to say goodbye and good luck for their future life. And already before he reached the station, who were there? His classmates who were going to join in IIT were there. And what were they doing on the platform, on the railway platform? They were excited because they were very happy because their dream is about to be fulfilled. They are about to join in IIT. That is why they filled with excitement. They are so enthusiastic and they were talking loudly. How was their noise? The noise was like the chirping of birds. Let us understand the word chirping. Chirping means a short, sharp, high pitched sound. So here the students or Murthy's classmates' noise was compared with the bird's noise. So chirping is usually done by birds. Bird's voice is called as chirping, a short, a sharp sound and a high pitched sound. Okay. So who is talking like that? Murthy's friends, because they were excited. That is why they are talking loudly, and their noise was like a short, sharp, high pitched sound. And understand one thing, there were no birds. The word birds is given there, but there were no birds. The sound of students talking loudly was like the chirping of birds, a sound made by birds. Chirping is nothing but, okay. So there, the sound of students talking was like singing of birds or chirping of birds, okay. They were all excited and discussing their new hostels. Again it is given, first time they were excited and they were talking loudly. Again they were all excited. Who were all excited? Murthy's classmates who are going to join in IIT Chennai. They were excited and discussing their new hostels, new courses, etc. Here is an interesting grammar point. Can I tell that? It's an interesting grammar point. You have to remember. What is that? We should not use about after the verb discuss. I will tell you a few examples to understand. Today I would like to discuss about this lesson is wrong. We could not say like that. Today I would like to discuss this lesson, not discuss about this lesson. Just I need to say today I would like to discuss this lesson. I would like to discuss this topic. I would like to discuss about my problem is wrong. I would like to discuss my problem. So that is correct. So it is an interesting grammar point you have to note down. So we should not use about after the verb discuss. I would like to discuss about me is wrong. I would like to discuss me. I would like to discuss my proposal with you. So don't use preposition about after the verb discuss. It is grammatically mistake if you use the word about. Okay. I would like to tell about Rainbow School is wrong. I would like to tell Rainbow School. So you should use sentences like that. Okay. I would like to discuss lesson today, not about lesson. So these are few examples. That is why about is not given in the textbook also. They were all excited and they were discussing about their new hostels. Is it given like that? They did not give like that. They were discussing their new hostels. It means they were discussing about new hostels, new courses, but we should not use. This is the rule that they have applied there. So all students were discussing their new hostels, what kind of hostels they are going to get in IIT Chennai, and new courses, what type of material, what type of education they are going to study in the IIT. They were all excited and they are going to join in IIT and they were discussing about hostels, new courses, but he was not part of that discussion. See, he was not part of it. He refers to Murthy. Murthy was not part of it. It refers to discussion. Murthy was not part of that discussion. It means he was not participating in that discussion. Why? Because he was not going to IIT. So you will be asked a question. Why was he not part of that discussion? Why was he or why was Murthy not part of it? Then you should be able to write answer. He was not part of it as he was not going to join in IIT because his father could not send him to IIT. So he stood there silently in the corner, remaining alone, being alone. He was standing in one corner, and all the remaining students who were going to join, they were like a group standing together, and they were talking together, and they were discussing their new hostels and new courses. See, while they were discussing their hostels and courses, one of the friends in that group, one of the classmates in that gang observed that he was standing alone. Murthy was standing alone. And that particular student, that particular classmate was speaking with Murthy now. That is the last line. You should have made it. Dear friend, my dear friend Murthy, you should have made it. So who told that line? One of the friends. One of the classmates of Murthy told Murthy that you should have made it. What does it mean? You should have convinced your father. Somehow you should have persuaded. Persuade means to convince, to do something. Who should convince? Murthy should convince. Whom? His father. In what way? In agreeing or in accepting to send him to IIT. So you should have made it refers to, dear Murthy, you should have convinced your father somehow, and you should have joined in IIT along with us. But it is really sad, you should have not convinced. You didn't convince your father. So who told this? One of the classmates told Murthy. Okay, let us move on further. He did not reply. See, even though a friend is trying to talk with him, Murthy was not making any reply. He is not giving any reply. See, you should have convinced your father, Murthy. Who told? Friend told. But there is no reply from opposite side, from Murthy's side. He only wished all of them. Who wished? Murthy wished his friends and classmates. They waved at him. What do you mean by waved? Waved means to move hand from this side to that side. That means simply to say goodbye. Yes, to give farewell, to give valedictory. So they waved at him and he wished them. And now the train slowly left the platform. The train was slowly moving from the platform. When the train moved, they waved. So you have to remember, when did his classmates wave at him? His classmates waved at him when the train started moving. So the word as, they waved at him as the train slowly left the platform. So here the word as means when. When the train slowly left the platform, they waved at him. You have to understand meaning clearly. Classmates waved at Murthy when the train started moving. When the train slowly left the platform. Now train is no longer there. The train is no more on the platform. The train left Mysore and the journey had begun. Whose journey? His classmates' journey had begun. What's happening? Let us move on to the next passage. He stood there even after he could no longer see the train or the waving hands. See, the train left. What should Murthy do after the train had left? He should return. He should go back to his home. But he was not doing that. What was he doing? He was still standing on the platform, on the railway platform. Their train was no more. Train was not on the platform. The train already is visible. The train is not visible. It had started its journey. His friends were not there, but he was still standing there. And what was he doing? He was standing, though he could no longer see the train. So train is invisible, and the waving hands. Whose waving hands? His classmates. They waved with their hands, and the hands are not visible. What happened? Why the hands are not visible? Because they went along with the train. They were in the train, and the train had left the village. The train had left Mysore. So no one is visible to him, and even the train is also not there, but he was still standing on the platform silently. It was the June of 1962. So the story took place in that year in Mysore city. Monsoon had set in. An important line, everybody should note this. Monsoon had set in. What is meant by set in? Set in means start or begin. Set in is a phrasal verb. The meaning of that phrasal verb set in is start or begin. So what had started? What had begun? See, they have used had. monsoon had set in. They have used had, a perfect verb. Perfect verb always accepts V3, as we discussed already in the topic helping verbs. So if you replace the set in with meaning, monsoon had begun. See, it is V3, set. Three forms are same. After had, it is not V1. So don't write begin. Monsoon had begin is wrong. Monsoon had, of course, it is in V1. So I wrote here V1. But here set is V3. So transform this begin into V3. Monsoon had begun, or monsoon had started. So monsoon is one of the seasons in Asia continent in which heavy rains, widespread rains will be there. We can experience heavy rains in monsoon, right? A period when heavy rains will be there. So it was that season when his friends, when Murthy's friends left Mysore and when they were about to join, it was monsoon season in 1962 in Mysore city. And it was getting dark when his classmates left. There was no train, his friends were not there, and he was still standing alone on the platform, and it was getting dark also. It had started to drizzle. There is another important word. Drizzle. Do you know what does it mean? Small drops of rain. Small drops of rain. See, all of a sudden, you cannot experience a heavy rain. A heavy rain will not come all of a sudden. Initially, the rain begins with small, tiny, little drops, right? And that little drops will gradually become as a heavy rain, as a massive drops, water drops, right? Initially, the rain begins with small drops of rain. But gradually, slowly, it will be turned into a big rain. So, small drops of rain is called as drizzle. So it was getting dark and it started raining, a small drops of rain, but he was still standing there. Yet he stood there motionless. Motionless means without any movement. Motionless, without any movement. See, like statue, like the man with no life, he was standing on the railway platform. See, his friends were not there and he could no longer see the train. The train had already finished some part of the journey, but he was still standing there. He was not in the senses. He was thinking something in his mind. He doesn't know. He still thinks that the train is on the platform. So why he was standing like that on the platform? Because he was deeply depressed. He felt very sad, extremely sorrow. That is why he did not know. He was unable to recognize or realize what was happening around him. So even though it was getting dark, even though it started raining, he was standing on the railway platform without any movement. He was not even moving his body. He was standing like a statue, like an idol. He was standing. And you know what happened after that? Let us move on to the next passage. He said to himself. It means Murthy was talking to himself. What was he talking? Without anger. That is most important. Without anger and without jealousy. What is jealousy? I am writing the meaning of the word jealousy. Jealousy means to be angry or unhappy because you don't have what somebody else has, what someone else has. To understand the meaning of jealousy, I will tell an example. Say, I have purchased a new car and you were unable to purchase. Then you will feel jealous of me, right? Because I had bought a car. So that kind of feeling is called as jealousy. Now see, even though he had got high rank, he did not join in IIT. Who joined in IIT? who were going to join in IIT, his classmates were going. See, there is a chance to feel jealous, but he didn't feel. So without jealousy, without angry, he was talking with himself. What he was talking, see again, quotation marks are given, direct speech. Murthy was speaking. All students from the IITs, it means his classmates, he was wishing them. He was greeting them. All students from the IITs, it means my dear classmates who are going to IIT, study well and do big things in life. Why is he telling that now? See, when his friend wanted to talk with him, he did not give any reply. Now the train was not there, his friends were not there, they were in the train and the train started its journey. They were not there. Why is he talking now? Because as I already told, he was not in his senses. He doesn't know what's happening around him because he was so depressed and felt extremely sad. That is why he was speaking with himself like a mad fellow. All students from the IITs, study well and do big things in life. Achieve great dreams. Just achieve or go to higher positions in your life. But do remember one thing, it is not the institution. Institution means a school or a college. It is not with the school. If you join in a famous school, it doesn't mean that you will surely be successful. If you join in a good college, it doesn't mean that you are going to achieve your dream for sure. It is not with the college. It is not with the school. The school, the college or any organization is just walls. But what makes changes? Institution doesn't make any change in a person. Then what brings the change? It is you. You can bring change in yourself. So he was telling a good message here. The important passage. Who can change our life? Nobody else can change our life. Our parents cannot change. Our teachers cannot change. A famous school or a famous college cannot change. So even though his classmates were going to IIT, one of the best colleges to study engineering, it is not guaranteed that they are going to achieve their goals. It is not guaranteed that they will be successful in their lives. If and only if they study well, if and only if they concentrate on their education in IIT, then they will be successful. So mere joining in IIT doesn't give success. If I just join in a good reputed college, it doesn't mean that I have already passed. So even if I join in a good college or in a good school, I have to put in a lot of effort. Yes, sweat and perspiration finally and ultimately gives success to anybody, not the school, not the college, not the university, not any organization. So you have to notice that. So there is a question which is as important as other questions. You know what the question is? Who according to Murthy can change the life of the person? I am repeating the question. Who or what according to Murthy can change the life of the person? Simply, what can change the life of any person? IIT will change the life of any person. A famous reputed college or school will change the life of any person? No. Then what can change? Let us see. All students from the IITs study well and do big things in life, but it is not the institution. Here Murthy refers to IIT. It is not with the IIT, it is with you. Ultimately, finally, it is with you. You alone who can change your life by doing hard work. So, what will change our life? Hard work can change our life. You have to remember this line for this question. Which question? What according to Murthy can change the life of a person? Answer is ultimately it is you, and you alone can change your life by doing hard work or by sweat, by perspiration. You can change your life. You can be successful, but it is not with any institution. It is not with any school or college. Okay? Right. It will help a bit, but it is everything with you. You can change your life by hard work. That is very important. Let us move on further to the next paragraph. As I read the paragraph, look into the books. Probably he was not aware that he was following the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. Your best friend is yourself and your worst enemy is yourself. So this is the paragraph. Probably, what is probably meaning? Probably means maybe or possibly. Possibly. Or to understand simply, maybe. Maybe he was unaware. He was not aware. Aware means no. Not aware means he did not know. So maybe he didn't know that he was following the philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita. Philosophy means an idea or a concept. An idea or a concept. He was following the concept, or he was simply following a proverb which is in Bhagavad Gita. What is that proverb? It is the last line of that paragraph. Your best friend is yourself, and your worst enemy is yourself. So there is no one who can be your best friend, and there is no one who can be your worst enemy. Because if you motivate yourself, if you believe in yourself, if you can encourage yourself, you will be successful. And when you become successful, you will be best friend to yourself. But if you just pass your time, if you are sitting idle, if you don't work hard, your life will be ruined. Because of whom your life will be destroyed? Because of yourself. Because you didn't work hard, you didn't struggle to go up in life, to reach higher positions in life. So who is the reason behind your unsuccessful? Because you are failure. So who is behind your failure? Obviously you. So if you want to be successful, that is possible to you alone. And if you want to destruct your life, if you want to destroy or spoil all your dreams, then that is also possible to you. So you will be your best friend, and you will be the worst enemy to yourself. This is a philosophy of Bhagavad Gita, and he was following that. Who was following? Murthy was following that. And he didn't know that. He was actually following, but he did not know that he was following that philosophy. Let us move on to the next passage. Later he worked very hard. He refers to N.R. Narayana Murthy. So Murthy worked very hard and focused on one thing. His thoughts, his concentration, his attention was not diverted on anything. He did not want to discuss or to tell or to bother about his personal life. He just only focused on how to achieve his goal, or how to become a great person, a reputed, a well-known, famous person in his life. He focused only on that. He never bothering about his personal life or comforts. He shared his wealth with others. He never used the help of any caste, community, or political connections to go up in life. See, he focused on one thing. He concentrated on one thing. What is that one thing? How to go up in life, how to reach the peaks, how to be in higher position than the remaining. He never bothered. Bothering means worrying. Bothering means worrying or worry, simply. He did not worry about his personal life or comforts. Comforts means luxury, to have all the facilities, to have all the possessions. See, if I have car, if I want car, AC, washing machine, all the facilities in my home, then I am preferring to be comfortable. I want all the comforts in my house. But he did not care for that. He did not want a luxurious lifestyle, a lavish lifestyle. He did not worry, or he didn't show much concern about his personal life, about his family. He always focused on only one thing. He always put his efforts in only one thing: how to be successful in life, how to reach goals, how to be in the top position in the life. He focused only on that. And you know what happened? He became successful in his life. See, one day he established a company called Infosys, and it became one of the most famous companies in the world. And you know, we already discussed that his friends went to IIT, but he didn't join in IIT. Even later also, he joined in a local engineering college which is in Mysore. So he completed his engineering in the local college, and he established a company. But the students or his friends who went to IIT were the employees in his company. In whose company? In Narayana Murthy's company. Isn't that so exciting and surprising? See, they went to IIT, they thought that they will be superior than Murthy, but destiny had made him greater than those who studied in IIT. So he established a company, and the students, his friends who studied in IIT, were employed under him. So he was the boss for them who studied in IIT. It was really amazing. It was really awesome, right? So that is the power of focusing. That is the power of hard work. So he never bothered about his personal life or comforts, and he became one of the richest man. So what happened? He shared his wealth with others. He never used help of caste, community or political connections to go up in life. He worked hard. He focused on one thing. He never worried about his personal life or to have luxuries, to lead a lavish lifestyle. In order to become successful, he left all these things. He just sacrificed his personal life. He sacrificed his luxuries and he focused. And what happened? He became the boss. He became the CEO of the company called Infosys, the world's leading IT company in the world. And he became one of the richest man in the world. You know, his net worth, he has a net worth of $1.9 billion. Even we can't write 1.9 billion in digits. It takes much time to write 1.9 billion in digits. But he has earned that much money, $1.9 billion, just because of education. See, he did not do any fraudulent activities. He has not done any illegal activities. Legally means following the law, abiding by the law, as per the law, he acquired that much money, $1.9 billion. If you convert that into Indian currency, it is nearly 55,000 crores rupees. How much did he earn? 55,000 crores rupees. See how much money it is in Indian currency. So he became one of the richest men in entire world, not only in India. See, after earning that much money, he did not keep that in his bank account. He shared total property with others, to the people who were under desperate conditions, under hopeless conditions, who were needy. So he shared his wealth with others. Such a great personality, right? Who will give 1 rupee to the needy and poor people? Nobody is interested, right? Even they want to take that 1 rupee from even beggars also. If 1 rupee lies on the road, somebody will take that, and they will not even ask whose that belongs to. They will just put that in the pocket. Such type of people are prevailing in the society. But even though he had earned $1.9 billion, he has net worth of $1.9 billion, but he shared his wealth with others. And remember one thing, to become successful or to establish a company, he never took help from anybody. He never used the help of his caste. He was not dependent on his caste or his region or his community, or he didn't use any political recommendations to be rich or to be successful in his life. By that we can say that Murthy was independent. He was not dependent on anybody. Even he was not dependent in IIT. See, initially he thought that IIT is everything, but even if you study or even if you don't study in IIT, IIT will not affect a person. See, if IIT affects the person, Murthy should not be successful in life because he did not study in IIT. So do you think organization, do you think college or school will affect a person? No, obviously not. Then who can change a person's life? How can I change my life? I can change my life by doing hard work. So ultimately it is you and you alone. Wonderful message given by Murthy, right? Famous college, famous school will not change your life. It is you and you alone can change your life by doing hard work. And he had done that hard work and he could able to change his life. He became the CEO, managing director of one of the world's famous company. Acquired a net worth of $1.9 billion and he donated everything to the needy and poor people. And he was independent. He never took help from anybody. He stand alone. He was still standing alone on his own feet. And a son of a school teacher. Next passage. A son of a school teacher showed other Indians it was possible to earn wealth legally and ethically. He built a tomb of people who were equally good. So a son of school teacher showed means proved. Who is the son of school teacher? None other than Murthy. I already told that Murthy's father was a teacher in a school. Now son of a school teacher refers to Murthy alone. So Murthy proved to entire Indian people. What did he prove? It is possible. What is possible? To earn wealth. Wealth means property, assets. It is possible to earn wealth or assets legally. You need not to do a fraud. You need not to do corruption. You need not to do any illegal activities to be rich. Even with your hard work, even with education, being educated, you can earn wealth legally. Legally means following the law. I am writing the meaning here. Legally means following the law, following the constitution, abiding by the law. Ethically means having moral values. Ethically means moral values. He won't do any dirty thing just for money, just to acquire money. He won't do any dirty things. He will stand by values, and he always follows the law. Legally, ethically, it is possible to earn crores of money. He proved other Indians. He showed that to other Indians. What did he show? It is possible to earn wealth legally and ethically. And you know what happened next? He built a team of people who were equally good. It means who were equal to him in intelligence, in knowledge, in wisdom. It means he just searched and he found the people. He created people, and he established a team who were as good as Murthy, who were as intelligent as Murthy. He succeeded in creating that, in establishing that team. And let us move on further. He became a pioneer of India's software industry. Understand the meaning pioneer. Pioneer means a person who is first to study or invent something. A person who is first to invent or to study something. To understand the meaning of this word, I will tell you a meaning. Who is the inventor of the computers? For the first time, who invented? You are familiar with that name, Charles Babbage. He was the inventor of the computer. He was the one who invented first. See, actually I heard that he made computer with wooden material, but later many people researched on the computer, but basic model has been given by Charles Babbage. Later many scientists came into the picture and they developed that version. And the scientists who took help of Charles Babbage's model and developed are not called as pioneer. Charles Babbage is the pioneer of computers because he is the first to invent or to study, to invent the computer. Later, many scientists might have come, they have developed it into the advanced versions, into the new versions, but they are not pioneers. The person who invented for the first time, such type of persons are called as pioneers. Pioneers. Understand the word, understand the meaning carefully. Pioneer means a person who is first to study or to invent a particular thing or a particular area. So best example is Charles Babbage. He invented a basic model computer. He was a scientist and many students came into the picture. They also developed computer, but the first scientist who started that, who invented for the first time is called as pioneer. So Murthy was also a pioneer, not for computers. He was a pioneer of India's software industry. So important question is there. What was Murthy a pioneer of? See, what was Charles Babbage a pioneer of? Charles Babbage was pioneer of a computer. In the same way, Murthy was a pioneer of India's software industry. He started software companies in the India for the first time. Nobody else started earlier ahead than him. He was the first who started software industry and he was the first who started the information technology wave. So what is technology wave? A sudden increase in using the technology. A sudden increase in using the technology. He made technology close to the people. He brought technology near to the people. He made it access to the people. He made it available to the people. Technology is widely available to the people nowadays. It is just because the hard work of N.R. Narayana Murthy. So it was important question. Murthy became a pioneer of India's software industry. It means he started the software companies for the very first time, for the maiden time in India. So today he has become an icon of simplicity. Do you know what icon means? So the word icon means symbol. Today he has become a symbol of simplicity. Simplicity means to be humble, to be modest, not to behave in a proud way, in a boastful way. Right? He has become an icon of simplicity. You have to remember one thing. So no matter how great you are, no matter how big your achievement is, you should learn to be humble. You should learn to behave in a modest way. You should be obedient. You should be polite. You should not be proud. You may be a great person. You may have achieved a big thing. You may be in a higher position in your life. But learn to be modest. Learn to be humble. That is nothing but simplicity. See, he has net worth of $1.9 billion. He had a company, own company in his credit. He was the CEO, MD, boss of his company. He has everything in his life, but he is still behaving in a modest way. He was still humble. So he was showing humility wherever he goes. See, if you exalt yourself, if you increase yourself, God will decrease you. But if you try to behave in a humble way, then definitely God will bless you. God will abundantly bless you with all the riches in the world. So that is the first thing. He was the symbol of simplicity. Simplicity means to be humble, to be modest, to be polite, and to be obedient to everybody. And uncompromising. Uncompromising means unwilling to change the opinions. If he wants 100% success in a particular project, then definitely he wants that. If his team could able to achieve 99% success, he won't be compromised. He won't compromise even if he got 99% positive result. He wants total 100% success. So being stubborn for positive side. If he wants something, then definitely they must achieve that. If he wants something, then definitely they should do that in 100% correct way. And third one, fairness. Fairness means honesty. So he was the symbol of simplicity, uncompromising quality. He never compromises. He never settles for something less than expected. And third quality, fairness. Fairness means honesty. And third one, philanthropist. It is an important word. Let us discuss the meaning of the word philanthropist. Do you know the meaning of the word philanthropist? So philanthropist is the one who donates everything, whatever he has. If someone donates whatever he has, the total property that is under him, such type of person is known as philanthropist. So Murthy is a philanthropist. So meaning a person who donates everything. Everything means like money, whatever he has, all the possessions will be donated. A person who donates everything, why will they donate? For the love of mankind, because they have much love on human beings. They love the people more. See, because of their love on the people, love of mankind, they will donate everything. Because they love other people, they love fellow human beings, they love mankind. So with that love, because of that love, the persons will donate everything, all their assets and properties will be donated by such persons. And Murthy is one of such persons. Isn't that great? So he donated everything, as I told earlier. He was a philanthropist. He donated all his property because he had much love on human beings. For the love of mankind, he gave everything. He really believes in the motto. Motto means a proverb. He believes a proverb. What was that? Powered by intellect. Powered by intellect means you should have wisdom. Intellect means here knowledge. I am writing the meaning of the word. Intellect means knowledge or wisdom. Knowledge or wisdom. You should have knowledge. Knowledge is essential for a person, and you should have values, powered by intellect and driven by values. Very important phrase. Just write down the meaning as it is beside that line in the textbook or even notes. One should possess knowledge and values. That is the meaning of that line. One should have knowledge and values. If a person does not have these two qualities, then he is no longer called as a man. He is no longer called as a human being. If somebody is called as human being, then that person must possess these two qualities. One is wisdom and another one is values. What is value? To understand that, I will tell you an example. Imagine you are writing an exam and you don't know anything. You are not able to answer even a single question, and it is sure that you are going to fail. At that time, your friend offered you a bit to copy the answers into your answer sheet. If you accept that, then you don't have any values. So even if you fail, you should not accept that bit. You should not copy from your friend. That attitude is called powered by values. Then it means anybody can tell you that you have values. So you have to possess that values. You should not do dirty works just because you are going to benefit because of that. You should not do any dirty thing because you are going to get money from that. So if you do like that, then you are the person with least values, with no values. So that is the statement, that is the motto that Murthy really believes. So once again I am telling that the motto, the proverb that he believes is powered by intellect and driven by values. It means one should have knowledge and wisdom, and one should be driven by values. We should not do dirty things just because we are going to benefit if you do that. Okay, so the best example is exam incident. Even if you fail, you should not take that slip or bit from your friend, because that is against the values. So you should not accept that. So he is none other than Nagavara Ramarao Narayana Murthy. Who is he? The founder of Infosys. What is Infosys? A leading IT company in the world. A famous, leading here means a reputed IT company, one of the biggest IT companies in the world. And who is author of the lesson? By Sudha Murthy. So Sudha Murthy is none other than his wife. Narayana Murthy's wife, Sudha Murthy, is the author of our lesson. So wife described about husband. So by that we have come to an end of this session and lesson. Hope you understand the lesson and try to answer the questions that are given at the end of the text. Hopefully let us meet in the next class. Until then, take care of you.